I wouldn't have been caught dead in what she was wearing.
It was repulsive.
Definitely.
Absolutely repulsive.
Disgusting.
Hiya ladies, are we ready to order?
Ginger beers, please.
Certainly, madam.
He had horribly greasy hair.
I know, it's great. Nice, isn't it?
Beats that awful skinny latte we had here last week.
Yes. Yeah! Oh my god, there's a bleeding snail in my drink. I think I'm gonna be sick.
What? A snail? Disgusting! Waiter! Waiter!
Is everything okay, ladies?
What sort of dump are you running here? Your ginger beer is full of snails.
But madam, I didn't make this drink. I bought it from Stevenson's of Glen Lane.
Then we'll take this up with them. You haven't heard the last of this.
Well, Mrs. Donoghue, you have little chance of success, I'm afraid. You see, the law doesn't easily help those who don't have a contract with the body that actually causes them harm. And as you didn't buy the drink, you don't really have a contract with the seller. The law's very unfair. But I am willing to take your case on. I came across a similar Scottish case recently where a mouse was found in a bottle of ginger beer.
Brilliant, so I have a case?
Well, that claim failed, I'm afraid.
But why?
Well, they didn't manage to prove that the defendant was actually negligent in the careless sense, I'm afraid. And even more crucially, they said that the manufacturer of a product doesn't owe a duty to the ultimate consumer.
Sounds so unfair, so I give up then.
Not just yet. I'm encouraged by Lord Hunter, who disagreed with the other judges in this case. He said that the manufacturer of a product should owe a duty of care to the ultimate consumer.
Oh, Mr. Leachman, you're so clever. How do you know all this?
Oh, well, this firm was the agent for the solicitors that acted in that case.
Oh, so if we win, how much could I get?
I'm claiming £500 for your suffering.
Ooh, a fortune.
It will keep you well supplied in ginger beer for the rest of your life, that's a certainty.
I've gone off ginger beer. Epsom salts is more my drink nowadays.
I am unhesitantly of the opinion that those who deal with the production of food or produce fluids for beverages purposes ought not to be heard to plead ignorance of the active danger which will be associated with their products, as a consequence of any imperfect observations of cleanliness at any stage in the course of the process of manufacture.
My lord, that is all well and good, but English law declares that such liability only lies within the law of contract, and Mrs. Donoghue had no such contract with the defendant, my client.
Well, that's, as you pointed out, the position of law in England, Mr. Norband. We do things somewhat differently here in Scotland.
But my lord, the binding precedent set in Mullen v Barr, a Scottish case, states that no such liability exists between manufacturer and consumer.
Boo!
Yes, but with respect to my fellow judges, I don't think they fully understand the authorities anyway. Mrs. Donoghue does have a cause of action, and I would cost Mrs. Donoghue and order a trial to be heard to discuss the facts of the case.
But!
Court rise. But. Is that all you can say? But.
We shall appeal!
We are bound by the precedent set in Mullen v Barr, and I see no reason or ability to distinguish this case, the only difference being the difference between a snail and a mouse. Appeal aloud.
I deny the appeal.
I deny the appeal.
You must take reasonable care to avoid acts or omissions which you can reasonably foresee would be likely to injure your neighbour. Who then in law is my neighbour? The answer seems to be persons who are so closely and directly affected by my act that I ought reasonably to have them in contemplation when so directing my mind to the acts or omissions which are called into question.
Come again?
You must take reasonable care to avoid acts or omissions which you can reasonably foresee will be likely to injure your neighbour. You must take reasonable care to avoid... Oh, appeal aloud!
Oh, Mr. Leachman, how can I ever thank you?
Here's my bill. 5% deduction if you pay within 7 days.
His hair was a bit greasy.
No.
No, that's not.
Oh,
His hair was a bit greasy. Oh, no.
Yes, but with respect to my fellow judges, I don't think they fully understand the authority anyway. Mrs. Donoghue does have a cause of action, and I award cost to Mrs. Donoghue and order a trial to be heard to discuss the facts of the case.
ruined it. Who was that? Oh, that was perfect.
My lord.
No!
My lord, that is all well and good, but English law declares that such liability only lies within the law of contract, and Mrs. Donoghue had no such contract with the defendant, my client.